Hello everyone, welcome back to RR Corporates. Today we are going to discuss a very important compliance under Companies Act 2013, the resignation of a director. So many professionals, even directors and company officers often face this situation. Either a director wants to resign or the company needs to record a director's resignation. But what is the legal procedure and what are the forms to be filed with the ROC and what are the legal consequences? Stay tuned till the end of this video because I'll walk you through the step-by-step procedure and legal provisions and required documents. Let's first begin with the legal provisions. We will see the legal provisions under Companies Act 2013, Section 168 of Companies Act 2013. The resignation of a director is governed by the Section 168 of the Companies Act 2013 along with the company's appointment and qualification of directors rules. The law clearly says a director may resign from his office by giving a written notice to the company. So the board of directors shall take a shall take a note of such resignation, and the company must file an intimation with the ROC, Register of Companies, in the prescribed form, that is a DIR-12, within 30 days. So board will take a note and file DIR-12 with ROC within 30 days. So the fact of such resignation must also be disclosed in the director's report laid before the next general member meeting. So the resignation take effect from the date specified in the notice or date on which the company receives the notice, which is later. So importantly, even after resignation, a director remains liable for any offenses committed during his tenure. So there is also a special situation. If all directors of a company resign, then the promoters or the central government will appoint a director until the company appoint new directors in a general meeting. Now I'll explain you the step-by-step procedure. Step-by-step procedure for resignation of director. Now, step one, let's look into the practical procedure that every company must follow when director resignation. The first submission of resignation letter. So the resigning director must submit the written resignation letter to the board of directors of the company. Then letter should remain. The letter should mention the reasons for resignation and effective date. Effective date shall be mentioned. And second step is board to take a note. The company must issue a notice and hold a board meeting. In the meeting, the resignation formally taken on record. So a board resolution is passed acknowledging the resignation and appreciating the director's contribution and authorizing a professional to file necessary forms with ROC, that is DIR-12. And another step is DIR-12 with ROC. So step 3, filing of ROC, filing of DIR-12, form DIR-12 with ROC within 30 days. DIR-12 digitally signed by an authorized director and certifying by a practicing professional. So next, step 4 is director may file DIR-11, the resigned director. That is an optional. For his safety, some directors will, that is an optional. So as per section 168, director may also independently file form DIR-11 with ROC along with a copy of his resignation letter and reasons for resignation. Though filing DIR-11 is now optional for directors after MC amendment, so many directors still prefer filing it for own safety and their record. Then step 5 is update in the board's report. So the company must also disclose the fact of the director's resignation in the board's report, which is presented in the immediately following general meeting. Now I'll tell you what are the documents required. So let's quickly summarize the documents required. Resignation letter from the director, board meeting notice and agenda, then certified true copy of the board resolution, accepting for the resignation, and form DIR-12, that is taking note of resignation, and DIR-12 filed with the company, and DIR-11 is optional, filed by a director, and updated register of directors and key managerial personnel showing cessation of the director and disclosure in the board's report. This is what the procedure and the documents required. And I will also explain the format of resignation. Generally, the format of resignation. So here is a simple format of resignation under Companies Act 2013. We'll address to board of directors and so-and-so board of directors and the company and company address. Subject will be the resignation from the office of the director and addressing, dear sir, madam, so I so-and-so director holding the number, holding the number so-and-so, hereby tender my resignation from office of the director of the company due to personal reason or unavoidable reasons with effect from, that is important, with effect from so-and-so date. Kindly acknowledge and take the same on record. So I request the board to file necessary forms with the ROC and relieve me from the responsibilities. This is what the general format of the resignation letter. Thanking. Then director will sign and his name and his the number he will write and his address will mention. So here the key legal points to remember is before we conclude, let's remember a few important points. One is the effective date. Effective date of resignation is either the date mentioned in the resignation letter or the date when company receives the notice, whichever is later. This is the important point. Even after resignation, the director remains liable for the acts, offenses committed during his tenure. This is another important point. If all directors resign at once, the promoters of the central government will step into appointing a temporary directors. This is another important point. The company must ensure proper filing of DIR-12 within timeline, that is 30 days, to avoid ROC penalties. This is another important point. So the conclusion is, this is what a complete guide on the resignation of the director under Companies Act 2013. And we covered the complete legal provisions, legal step-by-step procedure and required documents and even the resignation letter format. If you found this video helpful, do hit the hit and like button, share it, subscribe 2 channels. We have 2 channels, RR Corporates and RR Legal Talks. So please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will not miss any of our latest videos. Thank you.